Happy Sunday, everyone. I just thought I would jump on here for a little bit this evening and talk about some stuff that has happened since we last spoke in the last video that I've came across. Um, if you'll remember, back on I don't know, about a month ago, I did this video here of removing and setting up kings, which I will link it in the description box where you can watch the whole video if you want to, but I put it on there. And I was talking about in it, one of the things that I was talking in it was about the dream that I had about Kamala. And I'm just going to play it real quick, and then we'll go into what's broken the news about her campaign. And like I said, I'm not political. Y'all know how I feel about all that as far as for me. I think that everybody should get out and vote, though, but you need to know what's going on too, before you vote too, because this is going to be a very, very crucial election for America's future and the world's future as well. But I'm going to play this real quick. We had to have a prophecy for America, the nation. I may go into that for another time. But anyway, what I was saying about Kamala Harris over the weekend, I'll tell you all that one now. Don't get mad. This is just what God has showed. Because I know there's a lot of people that's for her just for the fact that her race and that she's a woman. So, but to each their own. But we'll be held accountable when we stand before God on what we do and what we say. So I'm just going to kind of leave that right there. But God is warning Kamala Harris. He showed me in the dream Kamala Harris, and he showed me that she was for Hamas, and he didn't specify Palestine. He said Hamas, and and showed me her heart being against Israel. So got to kind of keep that in mind too, and I know there's a lot of people out there that's against Israel, but you know what? God said that was prophesied in the book of Zechariah. Matter of fact, we'll pull it up real quick. It was okay, and then I went into some of the Bible scriptures that talk about everything, the prophecies about the whole world turning against Israel. But anyway, I just wanted to play that so that you'll see, and you can see it was posted a month ago that I had this dream. Okay, now this is what came out just in the news. Okay, it says right here, and this is ABC News, so I'm showing news from different perspectives, so it's not just Fox News or anything like this. I mean, this is ABC News. A lot of liberals watch it, and this is on their own news, their own words. It says Harris campaign says it did not use Trump campaign materials sent from Iranian hackers. Iranian. Okay, and who is Hamas to Iran? Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, those are all Iranian terrorist groups that work in different countries trying to come against Israel, because their whole plan has always been death to Israel and death to the United States. They have said that for years and years and years and years and years. I've heard them say that myself from Iranian officials ever since I was a little bitty kid. So, and I'm 55 years old. So, but anyway, it says right here, so she admitted that Iran sent that they had this material that Iran hackers sent to them from email accounts associated with the former President Donald Trump's campaign and sent President Joe Biden's campaign before he left the race. But she said that they didn't use any of that material. Well, why would Iran be sending this to Joe Biden? And Kamala Harris is the vice president. Why would he be sending this to them? I mean, you got to think about that. Why? You know, unless they're buddy-buddy with them. I mean, I'm sorry, 1 + 1 is 2. You know, I mean, a lot of people ain't going to like this, but this is on their own news. They're coming right out and saying it. But anyway, we're going to go on over here. And it says, understanding Iran's use of terrorist groups as proxies. It says, throughout its tumultuous history, Iran has strategically employed terrorist groups as proxies in its foreign policy, which this is from the American University in Washington, D.C. It says, using these groups to wield influence across the Middle East and beyond. From its longtime financial support of Hezbollah in Lebanon, which Israel's fighting against Hezbollah right now, to its backing of militias in Iraq and Yemen. Yemen is where the Houthis are at. Iran's utilization of proxy groups has shaped regional dynamics, fueled conflicts, and presented a complex challenge for global security. It says the current conflicts in the Middle East involving Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis all demonstrate the control that Iran exerts over conflicts in that region without ever becoming officially involved in the conflicts, with Iran backing as a common denominator among these terrorist groups. So these are Iranian proxies. Iranian gives them money to wreak havoc in the Middle East. Because look what happened on October 7th with Hamas. They went in there and killed a bunch of innocent civilians, close to 1,500 of them altogether, in Israel. Goodness gracious. And caused an all-out war over there. I'm sorry, Hamas caused the war that started. And now Hezbollah is intensifying it. So, of course, they've been fighting Hezbollah since day one, ever since Israel went in there to defend their country. They've been fighting Hezbollah up in the north ever since then. I mean, the Israelis can't even live up in the north right now. They're all happen to be in motels. They've been in motels for almost a year. They can't even go home because it's so dangerous up in the north because of Hezbollah up in the north. And these are all proxies of Iran. They're part of Iran. They are a part of them. Okay, I'm going to kind of go in because this weekend I had another dream this weekend. On Saturday morning I woke up and all I seen in the dream is I seen a sign of the United Nations. And it was like they got a new sign and they was like had it posted out there and its colors on it in the dream. I seen the colors of it. It was the colors of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse in the book of Revelations. There was green, red, black, and then the background of the sign was white. So it had all 4 of the colors of the 4 horsemen of Revelations, which we will go over them and I'll explain what they are from the seals. And then going over here, here's some more information from the UN. It says UN chief defends UNRWA, which is part of the UN. It's a UN organization, and says only a few elements participated in October 7th because they found out that that this agency, controversial agency, is completely taken over by Hamas, and this agency was involved in the attack against Israel on October 7th. I mean, that's been out in the news for a while. They've been talking about that for a while because they've had to go in there, and Israel caught them red-handed over there, being in the middle of it. And then over here, this was just came out on the 21st of September. UN rights chief claims detonation of Hezbollah comm devices should be a war crime. They're wanting to state that Israel committed war crimes by blowing up these pagers and devices. That was knocking out communication. It's a part of warfare. Anybody that's been in the military or around the military knows anything about the military or had anybody that fought for like America's freedom, they know that is a strategy of war, is to knock out the enemy's being able to talk back and forth, their communication devices. It's a part of war. It's not a war crime. It's a part of war. And they are at war over there. So anyway, we're going to come over here. I want to show you the pictures of all the Middle East flags and their countries over here. Almost every one of them. United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Syria, Palestine. You got Iran, Turkey, Oman, Yemen, Lebanon, Jordan, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Bahrain. Okay, every one of these down here, see those colors on almost all of these flags? It's the same four colors. It's green, white, black, and red. Same colors of them four horses that's in the book of Revelations. And Bible prophecy revolves around Israel. And these are the countries that are all around Israel. All right, let's go to our Bible. And you'll find out what each one of them horses stand for. Revelation 6. These are the seals, the first four seals being opened. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it was a noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given to him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. Sounds almost like a king that has a bow and going forth to conquer other lands. And then verse 3, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red. I just want to say this, use the white horse. Most theologians will say that this first one, this king that's given a crown and a bow, say that is the horse of the Antichrist. Okay, going on to 4 here. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword. The red horse represents war, because it's got a sword and killing one another. and take peace from the earth. And it's red. And another thing, too, the Islamic radicals over there in the Middle East, they like taking swords and beheading people. And down here in the fifth seal, it talks about the ones that are killed, slain for the word of God, whenever the fifth seal opens. And it says, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and say. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts saying, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou you not hurt the oil or the wine. That is representing famine. Things getting so hard to come by that it costs like so outrageously much that they can't even afford. I mean, it's like it's going to be, it's famine. People will be not being able to get groceries. And with war, it happens like that. I mean, look at Gaza. They're having to like ship in food and stuff for them people over there every day with trucks. And then Hamas hijacks the trucks. They've had videos showing them climbing all over them trucks and taking over them semi-trucks that are full of food so that they can't get to the Palestinians because they're trying to cause a humanitarian crisis. Hamas is. Because Israel has been sending in food for them. And there's video after video after video of Hamas taking over them trucks, and God only knows what they're doing with all that food. Probably storing it up down in the tunnels where the people can't get to it. It says, and when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. Now this word pale right here, if you look at it, it's a greenish or a dun color. A greenish or dun colored. Otherwise, it's real pale, like a pale green. It says, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him. And power was given unto them over a fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, with hunger, with death, and with the beast of the earth. So it's the horse of death that will kill a fourth part of the earth. Let's go back over there to that picture. Well, hang on just a minute, right here. And that's all these 4 colors right here. You had the white, the red, which is war. And there's a lot of red up on here. Like some of these has really got a lot of red in them. So you got red. You got black, which is famine. And then you've got the green. And a lot of their flags has got these 4 colors on it. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that all to you and let you know what I seen too about the UN. They're really siding with these countries, which it shouldn't be surprising. It shouldn't surprise us at all because, the Bible said that the whole world would be against Israel, and the Antichrist is going to be against the covenant, and everybody's going to be following the Antichrist and taking the mark of the beast and stuff. So it shouldn't surprise us that the UN is all up in the middle of it. The UN was formed after World War II, and World War III will be the end of the UN. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I just wanted to bring some stuff to y'all's attention of what's going on, what's, occurred since earlier this week, since that last video that I did about them the UN voting against, or putting the resolution vote against Israel and giving them 12 months to divide that land over there. And anybody that's been watching these videos and stuff, you already know what the Lord has said about what's going to happen whenever they divide Jerusalem specifically. And in that resolution, it was given half of Jerusalem and the whole Temple Mount and everything back to the Palestinians. So, or basically almost all of Jerusalem, a lot of it will go back to them if they go back to the pre-67, because they got Jerusalem back in that 6-Day War, and they're wanting them to go back before the 6-Day War borders. So, but anyway, I love all y'all, and y'all just pray about all of these things, Lord. And I mean, pray that the Lord will give Jerusalem the peace, the only peace that He can give them. You know, we live in some rough times right now, and God's peace is the only peace that surpasses understanding. And pray that that they find Christ, which I mean we know they will. The bulk of them will, because it says all of Israel will be saved during the tribulation. It talks about that. Paul taught about that. He said all of Israel will be saved once they figure out who Jesus is. They'll figure it out too. They're going to figure it out real quick. And just stay close to the Lord, because we are really getting close. We are closer now than we ever have been, because we're seeing the Bible prophecies play out in the Middle East and over there in Israel. But I love y'all, and y'all have a very blessed evening.